Hello, this is my presentation for Introduction to Cybersecurity. My name is Frank Wang. I am recording this video on 9th of December 2023. This video is going to discuss a cyber attack against a software called MOVEit. Before I deep dive into the attack itself, let me tell you why I chose this topic. I chose MOVEit as the review target because it is a software that is supposed to secure data being transferred, which is something we discussed in lecture 1, securing data. But ironically, due to a vulnerability in this software, data breach occurred, threatening privacy, which is something we discussed in lecture 4. And you will be interested to know that the vulnerability being exploited is something we already discussed in lecture 3, securing system. So this attack against MOVEit occurred in around late May. It is against a particular version called MOVEit Transfer, which is an on-premises solution that can be run by institutions themselves without cloud. It is used by a wide range of institutions, including those in the public sector, in the financial, healthcare, and education sectors. So far, we know that big names like Shell, British Airways, and even the United States Departments of Energy have suffered from this cyber attack, and more than 2,000 organizations were part of the attack scope as of October. And this number should only be increasing as experts estimated that more ransom will be sent out to extort from the organizations whose data was stolen. So what happened? So essentially, this attack involves a critical vulnerability in MOVEit, which makes it susceptible to SQL injection. This vulnerability, as you can see in this screen, is in this endpoint called MOVEit. MOVEit is API. This API apparently fails to sanitize user input. Therefore, when a user purposefully include some SQL statements in their HTTP request, the system will consume it and let it run. As a result, attacker can, through this SQL injection attack, gain access to the system and then perpetuate further attacks against the software. So what exactly happened in this particular scenario? Okay, the first thing the attacker did was that they gained privileged access, which is something not uncommon. So many advisories are reviewing these particular cyber incidents, have done different proof of concepts to explore how privileged access can be obtained and how codes can be executed by exploiting the vulnerability I just mentioned. So first they gain privileged access, and then with that access they will upload something called a web shell. A web shell is essentially malicious scripts that can be run on the target server to enable further attack against the target. So in this scenario, a number of different attacks can happen. The attacker may, through the web shell, infer file structure of the database server. They can read configurations on it. They can add, delete, or modify users. And more seriously, they can download files from the database. And that's why there has been a data breach occurring due to this particular vulnerability. So what can we do as users to prevent or mitigate a cyber attack like this one? So a number of things can be done. The first thing we should do when we suspect that our system is compromised is that we should detach our system, disconnect our system from the impacted software. For example, in this scenario, the vendor behind MOVEit advised all users to disconnect their servers, their servers from the MOVEit connection, whether it is from HTTP or HTTPS. And after that, they should immediately install any security updates provided by the vendor, which were already made available in July 2023. Besides installing security patches, another measure that can be taken is to install something called a next generation firewalls to block malicious scripts like web shells. So besides this, another thing you can do is to proactively to use some analytics tool to detect any exploitation activities going on in your servers. And if unfortunately attack has already happened, you should immediately delete any unauthorized users or files that were exploiting this vulnerability on your end. So that's what the users can do to prevent or mitigate this cyber attack. But what about the developers? Well, they also have a role to play in mitigating cyber attack, right? So there are a number of things they can do. The first thing developers can do is that they should sanitize user inputs. As mentioned in the lecture, they should leverage trust information provided by the users. So in this case, they should try to skip characters that may be used in the SQL statement so that malicious code cannot be executed. Another thing they can do is to proactively look for vulnerabilities in their system. That can be done through penetration testing. So this penetration testing can be done by in-house expert or maybe a consultant. Through this testing, they can proactively identify any security vulnerabilities or some misconfigurations in their system. And only the testing itself is not enough. They should also implement any recommendations by the consultant or by the expert performing the penetration testing, and finish the implementation as soon as possible. Only by doing so, they can gain the assurance that similar attack as the one we just discussed will not happen in the future. So I guess that brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.